Pisces, welcome back to my channel. You're here because we're about to dive into your October 2024 reading, and I'm super excited to channel everything that's coming to the surface and lean into the month of October. Now, I can see that we're starting October with a little bit of a sad energy. It feels very much like there's a process of grieving, a process of realization. There's some changes in your life that are out of your control, and you're realizing now some of the predicaments that you've been left in and the gaps that you now need to fill in your own surrounding. Now, there's been things that you have avoided for some time and you haven't dealt with. And I can see that it's time now to start dealing with some of those concerns within your life and within your relationships. Now, there's people in your life that have had concerns about certain friendships in your space, certain people in your life. You haven't wanted to have the same concerns, but I can see that the concerns are now hitting you in the face, and you're realizing certain behavior that you've tried to ignore for such a long period of time. Now, Spirit is saying that you're not necessarily doing anything wrong. Although it feels like there's all these chapters of life that are going wrong, things are throwing at you, finances, debt, like there's a lot going on in your life. You aren't doing anything wrong. I feel like it's just a case now of the energy shifting and needing to let go of some old ways of being inside of your existence. Now, Pisces, when I do lean into the energy, one of the biggest things that comes to the surface is realizing that what people do to you, say with you, they'll do to you. And so if there's been people in your life that have been gossiping about other people, they've been talking about other people, they've been saying things about other people, chances are they're going to do it about you. And you're going to have that hard realization when you realize that actually certain people in your life weren't the companionship that you craved. And this might be friends, it might be family members, but you're going to realize that certain people, they weren't who you thought they were. And so you've been trusting them, you've been believing in them, and actually they've been treating you quite negatively. And so there is some realizations around certain friendships and certain spaces, and you need to rejig certain relationships in your life just to make sure that now you're on this equal point and you're getting what you're giving and vice versa. Now, what I can see is that whilst this month feels very traumatic, very chaotic, you are going to enter the November period with a much more grounded energy. There's things this month that you now are having to realize that, okay, like this situation is chaotic, it's crap, but actually let's just deal with it. And so there's a lot of like picking up yourself from the floor. It feels like there's a period of rock bottom that you wasn't expecting because you felt like you'd gone through rock bottom previously, but now you feel back in rock bottom because you feel at this point where you're having to, explain new chapters of life. Things are out of your control and you feel like you're always coming back to the same point. And so if you've been in this cycle of depression, or you always come back to this dark cloud, you always come back to losing your job, you always come back to the same, everybody else is the problem, then you're going to have to deal with that. And I feel other people are going to call you out. There's going to be certain people in your life that are going to call you out. They're going to say it for what it is, and that's going to make you feel very, very defensive. However, you kind of need to hear it. And once you get through that, and once you get through the defensiveness, you're then going to get to a point of realization and acceptance. Now, I am seeing down payments. So some of you can expect to be making a down payment on a house, a rental, something along those lines. It is going to come with gritted teeth. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be quite what you expected. And so it's just a reminder, like, nothing changes until you changes. If you've been trying to escape some of your financial problems, just know that they're not going to escape until you make changes for yourself. With this down payment, you're also going to have to clear something from your life. And so you are trying to make the down payment without letting go of something materialistic. However, you're going to have to let go of that thing that's materialistic because you need the funds and the finances right now. And there's no shame in accepting that. No failure. I feel like you're so set on feeling like you're failing. You're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong in your relationships, in your family. You're doing something wrong at work. You're not doing anything wrong. I feel like it's the realization of, okay, I need to let go of my insecurities right now, and I need to know what I need to do and do the thing. And so it might turn out with job that like people are calling you out on certain things. In family life, people are calling you out on certain things because people want you to do better. And if you don't know, you can't do better. It's not that they're judging you. It's not that they think bad of you, but they're saying like, hey, I don't appreciate the way that you've done this, 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 and this. And so you're going to be called out for your actions. That call out, it's needed. I know it's abrupt. I know it's intense, but it is needed because it's bringing and inviting you into change. I feel sometimes when you are feeling very, very vulnerable, it's like everybody else is the problem. You do this thing where you fire off and you blame everybody else. However, you're going to have to face that this month because other people are going to be challenging you and saying, look, you've blamed this person and that person, but actually what is going on underneath it all? Now, it feels like there's a lot coming to the surface this month. And so emotions that you've tried to bury, situations that you've tried to bury, all of these things are coming to the surface for a reason. You are going to have some hard conversations, and you're going to have to tell people exactly where you are at and what's going on with you, both mentally and physically inside of your life. They need to know. And yes, it's vulnerable, and yes, it's uncomfortable, but the more you get this off the chest, the bigger you can start to rewrite things then moving forward. I feel like there is going to be a moment of pause and hesitation as people are like, what? There is also going to be a realization of letting go of certain people in your life, friendships, family members, because ultimately people can forgive, but they can't forget. And so there's something going on that is like needing forgiveness, and that's not going to happen overnight, and you're just going to have to sit back and allow that. If you're sorry right now in this moment, I feel like the next couple of months you'll start to really realize what you could have done differently in certain situations. So over the next couple of months, you will feel called to reach out to people, to write a letter, to say sorry, to, send a long text apologizing, but right now is not the right time because I feel like there's more realization that's needed. Right now you're in a period of vulnerability, and so there's not a full acceptance of your healing journey. That will come throughout October, and you'll get yourself to a point of internal peace. If you've enjoyed this reading, drop me a like and subscribe down below, and please share your breakthroughs in the comment section. I love to hear how things resonated and what it brought to the surface inside of your life. And I will be back next month for more monthly star signs and content. And also, guys, we are 300 subscribers away from reaching the 1,000 subscriber threshold. So please do come along and celebrate with us.